Okay, it's Plavi TV here, and today I'm here to talk about the Black Stars of Ghana. So, during the international break, Ghana played two friendly matches, one against Austria, which ended in a 5-1 defeat against the Black Stars, and also against Germany, which ended in a 2-1 defeat. Now, right after the Germany game, the Black Stars coach Otuado was sacked, and now the Ghana Black Stars are coachless. They are still in the hunt for the new coach who is going to take us to the World Cup. Now, a bit of context on Ghana's lack or um, coachless situation is that the Ghana Black Stars would have two friendly games before the beginning of the Mundial, as the football people and the FA call it. The FA president in particular has been recorded as saying the Mundial, and that is how they call it. Now, the issue with those two friendly matches is that Ghana would be playing against Mexico, and from all indications, the date for that game is not an international window, which means that Ghana would not have most of the players who will be playing at the World Cup available for that game because teams are not obliged to release their players for that particular friendly. The friendly against Wales, which would be the second friendly, the last friendly before the Mundial itself begins in June, is against Wales. And that is the only game where the Ghana Black Stars is likely to have all the players available for that particular game. So what it means is that the new coach who is going to be named, whenever that is going to happen, will only have one game to prepare for the World Cup. In totality, he might have only 2 weeks to get all the players together and train for the first game of the Mundial. So what it means is that whoever is coming in doesn't have a lot of time. Whoever is coming in would have to be able to profile the players very well, select the right blend of players who will be able to gel together very quickly, understand what he needs from them, and play according to a structured plan that will consistently lead to chance creation, that will consistently prevent the opponent from exploiting spaces and be able to win games. And that is a very, very short time, no matter how you look at it. Even for a club, that would have been a very short time, even though for a club, you are likely to get the players training with you every single day. In this case, that wouldn't be the case. Some of the players will arrive late to camp, and so there is no chance that you are going to get all the players training together for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Now, how did we get here? How did the Black Stars of Ghana get to this point where we had to sack our manager at this point? The first thing that we need to notice is that the GFA itself, including the GFA couple, Keto Kreku, had no intention of sacking Otuado at this point. They had no intention of sacking the manager, Otuado. They were going to go against what every single Ghanaian thinks should happen. Or let me not say every single Ghanaian, what most Ghanaians think should happen, which was to sack Otuado way, way before we got to this point. They were going to go against that, take Otuado to the World Cup. And we all know that was going to end up in a disgrace. Take the disgrace, come back, and also continue with him. For me, I don't think they would have sacked him even if we had disgraced ourselves at the World Cup. Otuado would have remained the Black Stars coach, irrespective of what any Ghanaian said. The reason why that is the case, why does the GFA do things in a way that most Ghanaians disagree with? What we need to understand is that the GFA is not representing Ghana. No, if you think the GFA is there to represent Ghana or to represent the people of Ghana or the interests of Ghana, you are mistaken. That is the first thing. The GFA does not represent the interests of Ghanaians. They are there to represent a private company. The GFA couple, Keto Kreko, has been on record saying this a couple of times, that the GFA is a limited liability company. It is a private company. So if you have a private company managing your national team, that private company in the shape of the GFA doesn't see themselves as representatives of Ghanaians. They are not working in the interest of Ghanaians. But what happens is that when they need something from Ghanaians, they come out, beg, get what they want, and then they go back into their mindset of a limited liability company. They are on their own. They do whatever they want. They do what they please. They do what is in their private interest and not in the interest of Ghanaians. So that is the first thing. Keto Kreku and his people at the FA don't think they work for Ghanaians. After the AFCON that took place in 2023 at Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana went there to disgrace ourselves. We failed to win a game. We came back home. We sacked the then manager, Chris Hughton, and decided to look for a new coach. This GFA came up with a criteria. Now, I bet you that if you were to take this issue on to court, this GFA is going to deny that the criteria that was put out was official. They are going to deny it, even though it was posted by the official Black Stars handle. This GFA is going to deny that was official. They will deny the possibility or the situation that they were aware that such a condition or such criteria has been put out. They are going to deny it. Now, even if they accept that they put out the criteria, the other thing they are going to say was that the criteria changed. They changed their mind. And if they changed their mind, they didn't think it was necessary to put it out there in the public. And that is why they did not do that, because they didn't put out a new criteria before they hired Otuado. Because when you look at the initial criteria that was put out, 15 years experience in coaching a top men's level team, winning trophies, and a disciplinarian and all that, Otuado didn't fit any one of those criteria. So the fact that they hired Otuado means that, for me, the only explanation is that the criteria was changed. And if the criteria was changed, a well-functioning GFA team or GFA establishment who believes that their mandate has been given to them by Ghanaians would come out and explain to Ghanaians that this and this is what we've realized. We've decided to change the criteria, and these are the reasons why we've decided to change. And therefore, it is likely that we are going to hire a coach who doesn't fit the initial criteria. Because they don't think they work for Ghanaians, because they don't respect the fact that the work they do should be in the interest of Ghanaians, they went ahead and did their own thing, insulting the intelligence of Ghanaians and coming up with their own metric, going with Otuado and claiming that Otuado performed the best during the interview. Now, first of all, that insults the intelligence of Ghanaians. Don't forget also that after that AFCON debacle, some journalists, some Ghanaians went onto the streets to protest against the GFA. Don't forget. Now, these protests went on and even ended up in Parliament. But in the end, we didn't hear anything else. Parliament sort of just the same things that happens in Ghana. When some issue comes up, we make a lot of noise about it for 2-3 weeks, and lo and behold, it dies out. So we don't know exactly what happened. They promised to make some changes, they promised to make some reforms and all that. It got even to a point people were claiming that those journalists who started the demonstration were bribed by certain people, and therefore they were shut up. They were made to keep quiet, basically. Sadiq Adams, one of the main protagonists in the protest, he's now a political show host. He's even stopped talking about sport. Right after that particular protest, Sadiq Adams doesn't even talk about sports anymore. It's been a while since I even saw his post on X about the Black Stars or about any sports. He now talks about politics and social issues and trending issues, celebrity talk and all that. He doesn't talk about football anymore. The other people who were part of the demonstration, Bright Kambuedu, Countryman Songo, they all went out of the scene. Countryman Songo was not even in Ghana for a long, long time. He just came back. And you see him doing his Fire for Fire show. So some way, somehow, people found a way to kill that protest. For me, if that protest had gone on and continued consistently and without any fear, I think we would have had some sort of reform. And the fact that nothing happened out of that is why we are where we are at the moment. There hasn't been any fundamental change in the way the GFA operates. The GFA, this Keto Kreku government or Keto Kreku presidency has been in place for, I think, 7 or so years. They are now asking for a third term to go for 12 years, because I think you can only be in power for 2 terms, which is 4 years each. And the fact that they are asking for a third term means that they want to go for 12 years. All right. That is okay. But the thing is that with this Ghana Black Stars team, the main issue is because we haven't built from the grassroots. We haven't been able to assemble a team of players right from the grassroots and promoted them through the ranks so that they have played together with each other for a long time. And as time goes on, we infuse that core squad with a few new players, either from abroad or from within. We haven't been able to do that because when we look at previous stints of the Black Stars that have managed to play well, it has been players or a group of players who have played with each other for quite a long time. When you look at Stephen Appiah, John Mensah, Mike Lassian, Larry Kinson, that kind of group, they played together for a while in the youth system. They played in the Black Meteors. They got promoted into the Black Stars, and they really knew each other. They knew what to do. They knew how to play. So the coach didn't really need to do much. Put them in the right positions and allow them to enjoy the game. And that is how come we're able to play well. After that iteration of the Black Stars team, we had the under-20s team led by Andre Ayew, who won the under-20s World Cup. Those group of players, Rabiu Muhammad, Sadiq Adams. I think Sadiq Adams fell off, Daniel Opare fell off, but we had Samuel Inkum in there as well. We had Anthony Annan in that group, Rabiu Muhammad from that under-20 group as well. So those people came in with a few additions like Kwadwo Samoa, Wakasu, Mubarak, and those people came in to infuse or to blend with that under-20 squad that won the World Cup, and that took us to the 2010 World Cup. So that is how come we were able to maintain a strong team throughout. We got to, I think, 2 AFCON finals within that period, losing against Egypt and also losing against Zambia, just around that period, within a 5-year period. And after the 2014 World Cup, this team had reached its peak and was declining. And that is where we needed to build a new team. We didn't. But since this GFA came in, it's been 7 years. Tell me, what has been the plan? Has there been a deliberate plan to build a squad from the under-17s, promote them to the 20s, get them to the Black Meteors level, and try to infuse them into the Black Stars? There hasn't been anything like that. Now, go away from that. We haven't been able to do that. We failed to do that. What we've tried to do is to use a shortcut. We have tried to call players who have been prepared abroad, players whom we haven't invested in. So basically what we are trying to do is stealing. So we steal players from systems that have invested in them without any investment ourselves. We are trying to steal these players and use them in our Black Stars and try to use a shortcut to get results, to play well, to consistently win trophies. And that hasn't worked. The reason why it hasn't worked is that even the shortcut that we are taking, we are doing it badly. We are doing it atrociously. So it is just like a thief who wants to plan a heist, go and rob people because they don't want to work themselves and gain what they expect. But they want to rob people. But even in planning to rob people, planning to rob a bank, they do it poorly and they get caught. So that is what has happened to Ghana. We are trying to steal. But even planning well to steal well so that we don't get caught, we are unable to do it. And that lies at the doorstep of this GFA. So it is possible that we don't build from the scratch. We don't build the under 17s team, promote them to 20s, 23s, and put them in the Black Stars. Of course, we can call players around and try to use those players and build some chemistry over time. But even that, we haven't done it well because the players that we call to come into the Black Stars from all over the place are not players who are on an upward trajectory. So if you are calling a player a foreign player who has been developed elsewhere and he's playing well at some point, and you are calling them into your Black Star, you call the best. You call the ones that are likely to move up the ladder in their career. But we don't do that. We call those who are likely, the most likely to fall off in 1 or 2 years. We call someone like Abdul Salis Mohammed. Salis is no more, he's nowhere to be found anymore. We call players like Joseph Pinto. A few years after we called him, he moved from the Belgian league straight into the MLS. Is that an upward trajectory? No, it is not. We call players like a whole lot of players who are not on an upward trajectory. Maybe the only one you can say we called who was on an upward trajectory is Antoine Semenyo. We called Inaki Williams. Inaki Williams was dipping when he came to the Black Stars, and now he's falling off a cliff, basically. So we've been calling the bad ones among the players that we haven't invested in, and we still want to take advantage of. So why haven't we called someone like Joshua Champon at Chelsea? Because he's one of the players who looks like they are on an upward trend. It is likely that their career is going to progress. But we haven't called him. We haven't made any attempts to try and get players like that. Callum Hudson-Odoi, that guy should have been called years back. We haven't called him. We called a player like Tariq Lamptey, and he's been on a downward trend because of injuries. He hasn't been on an upward trend. So the kind of players that we've been bringing in, the kind of players that we've been calling in, even though there are other players who we failed to call or who we went in too late to call that are doing well. Even though there were those players, we skipped past them and went for other players. So you ask yourself, why do we keep on calling certain players and not others who seem to be on an upward trend? Clearly, it seems to me from where I sit that there is something going on behind the scenes that we are not aware of. These GFA people are using the Black Stars to further their own selfish course. And they call themselves football people. And they claim that government cannot interfere. They are supposed to be independent. So there should be no government interference. But when they need money to run the Ghanaian Premier League, when they need money to run the Black Stars, they run to the government. So this is the type of people that we are dealing with. And until we get rid of them, until we get a GFA who puts the interest of Ghanaians first, there is no way this Black Stars thing is going to work. It is never going to work. Whether we go with a shortcut or we go with the long and most stable way of building a team. Thank you for watching the video. Like it if you like what you heard. If you don't like what you heard, please don't click any button. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe if you are new here. Thank you. I'll see you later.